Merry Meet Witchlings. It's the Twisted Witch Midnight Moon Song here, and today I am going to show you how I make a protection bag. I am going to be using my pendulum for this project, and it is a project itself that you can do very easily. So go ahead and mimic this as you wish. I won't be saying any direct words. I will be saying that quietly to myself. You can say whichever words feel best for you, the way you have to say it, because I do not believe that every one witch has to say exactly what another one says. So, to begin, this is my grimoire, one of them. I do not have my pentacle right now, so I will be using this. This is my personal sigil. You do not have to use your sigil. You can use a pen. You don't have to use a symbol at all. I personally like to use it. You will need stones. This is quartz, amethyst, and this is an obsidian. I'm also using this Loki rune, a protection rune in particular. As you can see, Loki's rune is right here, and this is the protection rune going through it, because I'm going to be asking for Loki's protection directly. Now you can ask protection from any deity you want, or you can just simply have a sigil or the rune itself for protection. You do not have to use a deity in this. And these are the bags. You can choose between bigger bags or small bags, but for this one, I am probably going to use the big bag, so I'll set that over there. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Now first off, you want to cleanse everything. And as you can see, I don't have smoke or salt or anything like that, but you really don't need that. What I am going to do is take these individually and set them here. Take Astrion. I also have another video talking about my pendulum, why it's named what it is, and how I got it, if you like to see that. I might link it below. Now, when you do this, you're going to concentrate, just like you would while using smoke or salt or what have you. What we're going to do with the pendulum, however, we're going to make it turn counterclockwise. Yes, I said you can make it turn. That is perfectly fine, because you are not using it as dowsing, you're using it as an extension of you like you would a wand. You take it, slowly raise it up. And what you're going to do is you're going to speak into it, either in your mind or out loud, to cleanse. You're going to speak in the cleansing force. You're going to banish all other energy from this. You're going to cleanse. Alright, as you're done, pull up. And you're going to do the same thing to start. And it's easy to do this one at a time with each individual thing. For instance, this stone I'm doing after I did the crystals, because the crystals each have a different energy altogether. So when I cleanse, I like to remove that energy and focus on moving that energy directly from that particular item. Does that make sense? Instead of just doing it all as a whole, it's a lot easier to focus directly and pinpoint the direct energy for each individual thing by itself. And the great thing about using a pendulum is that you can definitely see where the circle cast of the energy you're manipulating is. The great thing about working with Astronaut is that it kind of knows what I need, so sometimes it'll start up on its own as if I were dowsing, and it'll stop when I need it to. Now, I'm also going to cleanse the bag. Some people don't cleanse the stuff like the actual bag. Other people do. I'm a person that does. So, oh, and if you're wondering, the bag that he is sitting on is the bag that he lives. Yes, I see he, because I tend to give a lot of my things a direct gender term. Can't think of the right words. Also, excuse my voice, it's a little messed up right now. I'm sort of getting sick. I'm not getting a cold, but my sinuses and stuff are acting up, so I might be getting a sinus infection, which is very normal for me. I do have acid reflux and some other sinus issues, so it's very, very common for me. So thank you for bearing with that, and I understand if it sounds horrendous. But let's continue. Now, you're going to take each individual item again, and this time we're going to go clockwise. Because counterclockwise is to expel or pull things from, which is what we did by cleansing it. Going clockwise, we're going to put energy into it. So, and for the bag, we're going to simply put in, not any particular energy of protection or anything like that, just the energy to help to manifest the magic that's going to be put into these. You can say something like, I put in the magic to manifest the will to manifest the magic inside so that it may be. Yeah. There we go. And we're going to call on this stone. This one's going to be a little bit different. I am going to subtly pray over this stone first, because I'm been praying to Loki. Now, some people will tell you that every time you ask a deity for something, you have to bring an offering, you have to go through a huge extensive ritual. I do not. I don't get me wrong, I do go through rituals. I have a ritual for each one of my deities in which I manifest and put in an offering and such for bigger projects, but I also show praise in different ways. So I don't always need a physical offering. I can give an emotional or mental offering and it works just as well. Now I'm going to put my hand over it and speak into it. Now I am going to take this and do similar to what I did with the bag. And now that I've called forth Loki to aid me in putting protection in this, I'm going to do this and speak that will into it. Alright, now that that's done, to me that is the core, that is the most important stone. And now, we shall do these. The obsidian is for protection, and I am establishing mental, physical, and spiritual protection. All forms of protection that I can possibly need. So first we will do obsidian. Next we will do the amethyst, and then the quartz. Amethyst is also for protection, but this one I'm going to charge not just with protection, like as a base for this, but also with the aid of my third eye and being able to be open to see what hurts me, what's going to hurt me, what's coming after me, the negative forces that are set against me, if that makes sense, so that I may be accurate in my ability to avoid it, to stop it, to do what I need to do to keep that negativity from becoming. And the quartz is simply there to boost everything. Now, I did cleanse these stones together, but I'm going to empower them separately. And that is very, very important, I find, because similar to the cleansing, the stones have a different energy from this type of stone, because this is also directly channeled with the God's power. Each stone individually has a different type of energy that you work with. So to use a pendulum on all of them at once can work. I'm not saying it can't, but it can be a little bit more difficult to tie into each energy individually to accurately be able to operate on those wavelengths. Because energy works with waves, with ripples. So the energy that manifests from this is different from the energy that's manifesting from these, even though they're all going for a similar place, if that makes sense. And I'm sure all you energy workers already know this, but just for those who don't. So just like before, I'm going to speak into this, but I'm not going to say it out loud. Now for the amethyst. This is a very clear amethyst, which it doesn't really matter how clear or how foggy it is. To some witches it does, to me it really doesn't. But I guess it could mean that the clarity of what you're embodying into it will come through in a much more direct way. So here we go. And now the quartz. because I am holding the camera and doing this one-handed, you will put them in here. Now, in here, I'm going to do one last go around with the pendulum. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal in the magic with it. I'm going to speak simply into it the full manifestation of my full intent and seal it forth so that it goes and it works and it continues to work for a long period of time afterwards. Then, of course, I'm going to thank the Lord Loki for being here and helping me in this today. Blessed be, amen, so mote this be, I say to the universe. And that is it. Now I will carry this with me in my bag. And what you just saw is something that I do normally. I enchant this and carry it with me all the time. I re-cleanse it when it's time and such. It's something very simple, but I thought it would be nice to show you all how I work, how I do it with the pendulum, because I know that a lot of people just work with dowsing and divination such things with their pendulum. Well, I use mine for a lot of other purposes, not just that, excuse me. But we have come to the end of our video, so thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Go with goodness and be safe. Blessed be.